singing.
What is up, guys? It is your boy Clover HD coming at you today with a video on Bobby Shmurda. Now, I wanted to make a video today about Bobby and a couple of his friends and what happened to them recently in court. Before that, I want to talk a little bit about who Bobby Shmurda is, how he became famous, and a little bit about his road to what happened. So, starting off, if you don't know who Bobby Shmurda is, he is a rapper. He's been rapping since he was 10. His real name is Akil Jean Pollard, probably butchered that. And he really became famous back in 2014 for what is known as the Shmoney dance, which is this famous dance that he helped popularize when he posted a YouTube video of him rapping. It became super popular. The dance became popular, the song. Now, prior to his fame, he had already had a lot of run-ins with the law, and he had a big one when he was arrested in June of 2014 for a felony for possession of a weapon. Now, apparently the police were just driving by or walking by, and they saw Bobby waving a gun around in a window. When they went inside, he tried to hide it in a couch, but they found it. He was arrested. He was released on $10,000 bail, and the charges were worked out. Now, this wasn't a big story when this happened because he wasn't really that famous yet. A month later, he was signed to Epic Records. That's in July of 2014, and he became pretty famous. Everyone was still singing about that one song. So in 2014, after he signed with Epic Records, he quickly became really famous. He became friends with Drake. He even performed with Drake. He was friends with Rihanna. He was posting stuff on Instagram with her, and there's just lots of pictures of them together. And they even remade his song that he posted with Chris Brown featured in it. And those two are said to be friends, which is kind of strange that he's friends with Chris Brown and Rihanna after everything that happened. Bobby didn't get into real trouble until a few months after he signed with Epic Records, which is kind of insane because he was growing in popularity. He was really big, and just a few months after all that, he got brought back down in December of 2014. That's only, 5 months? So in December of 2014, only 5 months after he hit it big with Epic Records and he was just growing in popularity, he was arrested again, this time on a much bigger case, and this is what kind of brings us to today. He was arrested with 14 others, including one of his actual brothers, Javis, and a fellow GS9 member, which is a gang that he's involved with, who's also a musician known as Rowdy Rebel. Police charged Bobby with conspiracy to commit murder, drug and gun possession, reckless endangerment, and also other members of the 15 were charged with murder, attempted murder, assault, drug dealing, and all kinds of charges. Shmurda pleaded not guilty and was held on a $2 million bail. That's how big and popular and rich he had become, to where his bail had gone from once being $10,000 to now $2 million. Now, a lot of people say that Bobby Shmurda wasn't actually doing anything that different. It's not like his gang activity changed after his popularity. If anything, they say it decreased, but they also say that it was in connection to what his gang had been doing. GS9 is a gang out of New York, and Shmurda was a figure of it, but once he became big, it just brought attention to the gang, and it helped kind of drive a nail into their coffins, as he even rapped about their gang affiliation in the song that made him so popular. And the police actually tried to use that as testimony against the 15 members. So in a way, he kind of ratted himself out. One thing he said is in the song is he's been selling crack since like the 5th grade because Jaja taught me. I've been selling crack since like the 5th grade. And it said that these are actually true things. He was actually rapping about the truth, rapping about his reality, which was as crazy as it is in the song, which kind of brings us to this weird thing of where rappers actually make things up in their songs. That's what the idea is. That's what most people think when they listen to a rap song. Everyone's just talking a big game. Yeah, you have a gun on you all the time. Yeah, you'll murder someone for talking bad about you. Yeah, like you just kind of assume that they're just playing it big, which of course you kind of hope that they are, because although yeah, it's cool to pretend like you're hard, no one's really walking around just, shooting people in the face, every day, like and making millions of dollars singing about it. It's all just talk. However, it seems as though he was actually doing a lot of the stuff he was talking about and that he was bragging about. And now Bobby's facing a maximum sentence of 25 years in prison, which is insane. Now, there really isn't a single point or case or video or anything leaked that Bobby Shmurda is being tried for. It's pretty much just an affiliation with all of these other bad things. That's including conspiracy to commit these crimes, involvement in watching these crimes, and overall affiliation with gang members, including GS9, which he in fact is a part of. Now, the prosecutors actually tried to use the lyrics against him in court, but the Supreme Court of New Jersey actually ruled those out and said that they're not allowed to use lyrics unless there's a specific instance or crime that they're using them to point out. So pretty much the lyrics got thrown out, but it's still really interesting. That's what brought the heat on them. Some say that if he just hadn't posted this video, he'd still be at home, he'd still be fine, and he wouldn't be facing 25 years. However, it's still possible that he could get out with just a few years, and with good behavior, he could easily be out in 3 years, which is still very bad, but compared to all the things that the other 14 people are being tried for, 3 years is pretty amazing if he gets that. So Shmurda is still in jail. He's awaiting trial that's set to begin in September of 2016. He just really can't catch a break, to be honest. He keeps getting himself in more trouble with fights in jail, and he even tried to have his girlfriend at the time try and smuggle in a knife last year, between June and July of 2015. She smuggled in a knife, and both of them got caught and charged with 2 counts of promoting contraband and possession of a criminal weapon to the 4th degree, which just adds on more crime and more challenges. I'm pretty sure his bail even went up a little bit because of it. Now, to put it in perspective on Shmurda, he really only is a kid. He's older than me, but he was born in 1994. Like I said, and to put that into perspective, Justin Bieber's only a few months older than him. Shmurda right now is 21 years old. He'll be turning 22 in a few months. And the crazy part about today's story is what has happened to Bobby Shmurda's friends, who are his best friends actually, who are also in the gang GS9, who appear in the video that he promoted. And all of this has led to their charges, both of them charged for murder and attempted murder. So last week, GS9 member Rashid Darasant, who's 24 years old, was sentenced to 98 years in prison for murder. He was convicted, and just a few days ago, on the 20th, his friend, who's also friends with Bobby Shmurda, they're all friends, all 3 of them, all friends in the gang GS9, was also convicted for 53 1/3 years, and that guy's name is Alex Crandon, who's 22 years old. He goes by A-Rod. Now, he was charged with murder, conspiracy, and attempted murder. The sad part about this is Alex Crandon, or A-Rod, is only 22. He's only a little bit older than Shmurda, and he even asked the judge, he said, "Please allow me the opportunity to become a productive citizen and raise my daughter to become one also." It seems it was too late. The judge really didn't take any mercy on either of the boys, trying to get them the maximum sentence for both. I mean, just look at the first member, Rashid. He got 98 years. Ought as well have given him a life sentence. There's no way the dude's going to live to be 122. Which is when he would be getting out of prison, even with good behavior. It looks really bad. It looks very sad. I mean, both of them have kids. Not only is this really bad for Bobby Shmurda, as these are his best friends, and even if he gets out, they're still going to be pretty much in there for life, but also it looks bad for him, as it seems that they're really cracking down on the GS9 gang. They really want to make an example out of these guys. They really don't like them. The police loved the fact that they popped out with Shmurda's song, and they're really using that against them to nail them all down with charges and get rid of them, which you can't really blame them. And the judge seems to be taking no mercy on them as well. And honestly, it looks like Bobby Shmurda, if he doesn't just take a plea deal, which there is one on the table right now for only 8 years, if he doesn't take something like that, it looks like he could be facing the maximum sentence or close to it, much like his 2 friends who've already been convicted. So it doesn't look too good for Shmurda. Really, he should be considering that plea deal instead of hoping for a light 2, 3, 4 year sentence, which seems very unlikely at this point. Honestly, this story is crazy to me. It's hard to believe that rappers like this actually live these lifestyles. It always seems like big talk or lies or exaggeration or something, but at the same point, it's not only are the prosecutors really going after him, the police giving everything they've got to bring down this gang, and the judge mercilessly convicting them, which you can't blame them at all for all the things they've done. If you look at the list of crimes that the 15 men are convicted of: shooting randomly into a crowd of people and then just running away. Random people were hit. They can't say for sure if these were connected to 15 people, but they do believe that multiple events like this have happened because of the gang as an initiation process, which is insane. But because of all of the things that have been brought up, all the stories, all the charges, which there are a lot of charges, and stupid charges like the bringing a knife into prison with his girlfriend, which is so incredibly stupid, on Shmurda, it looks as though all of his celebrity friends have kind of just bailed on him. He even got quickly removed from Epic Records after the charges dropped, which you can't blame them. No one wants to be attached to a gang member who's connected to all these murderers who sell drugs since the 5th grade. It's really messed up. It's really fucked up. There's lots of videos on it. There's even a couple of pictures of Shmurda crying. He's not so hard now that he's facing all these years. Although I would say he's still looking pretty good. I mean, even if he took the plea deal right now, which might be his best case scenario, he'll be out before he's 30, which sounds really bad, but at the same time, it's still pretty good relative to 98 years for his friend. That being said, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to change my upload schedule. I think I'm going to start uploading every other day and just see how that goes. I'm going to try and aim for news stories. Let me know what you guys think. To those of you that have messaged me, thank you for your support. Have a great day, guys. Drop a like if you like puppies. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. See you later.